Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I guess good morning or afternoon or wherever the fuck, whenever you listen to this shit. We thank you for lending us your ears for the next 2 hours. Welcome. This is the 17th episode of The Flight Room. My name is Keys, and I'll be your host for the rest of tonight's journey. I think we almost got a full house tonight. We're almost back at full strength. Marcus will be in a little bit later. I know I missed the last 2 episodes dealing with like life shit, but you know, shit happens. But let me introduce my guys right quick. I got P Shot. Remy, please. Say Al. P and HD. With the boy. And my man C-Bo. Good. Before we get into any topics, first things first, I want to shout out the Bait Gods for looking out on the apparel for tonight's episode. Hit them up on IG for all your like necessary like items or whatever. I think it's at the Bait Gods, right?
Yep. The account is suspended right now because of some ratchet.
Just hit them up.
Because of ratchetness.
Back up. But yeah. And I also want to say that tonight's episode is actually a special episode because guess what? 34 years ago to this day, nigga. So tonight I'm celebrating my 34th birthday. And I
Shout out yourself.
I kind of just want to thank and everybody who's been like a part of my life and helped me help contribute to like my success and like the person who I'm growing to be now. Like right now, I'm just I'm blessed, man. I'm floating through life right now. I kind of found my comfort level. I'm at a point where I don't really need too much else. I got like 2 beautiful kids. I got an amazing wife. I can still call my sister when I need like guidance and shit. My mom and my dad are still living, and like my career is kind of like taking off in like places I never thought I would do. You know what I'm saying? So, and to top it all off, I got like the best, dopest, smartest, wokest, most enlightened, loyal friends, you know what I'm saying, the universe could ever provide a nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you guys for just being in my life. So, but yeah, let's get it popping. Let's get lit and dive into these topics. What y'all drinking though? What you drinking, P-Shot?
Man, I'm sipping on some margarita with Grand Marnier on it. I think I put a little bit too much Grand Marnier in that bitch because it's kind of strong.
Grand Marnier, that's your drink of choice?
Yeah, tonight I was fucking with this concoction because I was where'd I go? I went to Copper Canyon, and they had this alternative, like, margarita, so that shit was kind of hitting, so.
Hey, yo, Copper Canyon, they have their Caesar salad with that.
Oh, hell yeah.
That fried Parmesan.
Yeah. That shit on a whole nother level, bro.
I be eating that joint. I be Ubers in that joint all day.
This nigga always.
All day. I ain't going over there.
Eating everything.
Bring that shit over here. Fuck that.
Oh, shit. What you drinking? What you drinking, Remy?
This is Reposado, tequila, and just some flavor club soda. No carbs.
Club soda.
No carbs.
What you drinking?
Trying to grow abs.
Try to grow abs. Just don't grow, bro.
You over there linked up. What you drinking?
Oh man, I'm on water right now.
Water in the wine glass.
Nope. But I will have some yak because it's your birthday. I got just enough. So.
All right, cool. What about you?
Give me like 30.
What you drinking, Corey?
Oh, I told you I got me some Palo Viejo straight off the boat.
Straight off the boat. Right?
It's almost gone. I got some Don Q in the back though. You know, I got that on reserve.
Just a handle and it's almost gone.
What percent? What percent is that, Corey?
Shit. Don't give me lying. It's 80 proof, 40%.
Oh, 40. Okay.
Hey, is that
Yeah.
bottle plastic?
Oh man.
What'd you say, Al?
That bottle plastic?
It looked like
Yeah, this one is. This one is. You heard the clink. Did you hear the clink? It's it. That means it's serious.
It's going down. It's about to go down.
Yeah, you about to do.
God.
It's eating through the plastic. That's why you gotta drink it so fast. It's eating through the plastic, dog.
Oh.
Fresh off the boat.
Nah, hell nah. Al, what you doing, Al? Oh, ugh,
Yeah, I'm still on Uncle Nearest, baby. I'm still on Uncle Nearest, man.
cool. I gotta try that. I've never had it.
that shit's
Yeah,
good.
me neither.
You're good. You just be aware. Shit hit hard.
Topics. Well, first things first, I want to everybody take a drink.
Cheers to you, B.
Hey,
Hey,
man, happy birthday.
Brody.
Love you guys.
Hell yeah.
You can still celebrate virtually, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because we would be out somewhere celebrating if it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's dive into a topic. I'm gonna keep it light off break. Question is, what is the dumbest thing you've ever done for a check? The absolute dumbest thing that your dumb ass for a check.
Oh shit.
Honestly,
Man.
I ain't know how to answer this one. All I can say is work, nigga. Work for a nigga. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I've done that. The weird. I think this is like, so it was like, I was young. I might have been like, I don't know, like 17 or something. But it was this like refurbishing electronic company, but they hired people to like clean the chargers. That's probably the dumbest shit I did for a check. Yeah, it was like you just.
All right, I see where y'all
No,
going.
it's like you literally clean the chargers so they can resell them.
So they look
Like
newer.
Nah, they look
Got
alright,
it.
but they're all like white. These white chargers, you know what I'm saying? They got like these black marks on them and shit. They give you like a little pad you just scrub. Like real talk, that's probably like the craziest shit I did for a fucking check.
Machine. Old ass, dirty ass charger.
Yeah, real talk.
It's an old ass. Oh man.
And you
That's
did that for like 8 hours, or was it like?
Nah. It was like I didn't do it that long. Probably like 4.
So
Because my hands started hurting with that shit. Because you scrubbing this little ass shit. Like, nah, seriously, my hands was cramping. I was hooping back then too. I didn't even like that shit. That was like 4 hours.
He said, "I got a nub. I got."
That shit was crazy, man. Swear to God, though.
Tunnel like shit.
Yeah. Fingers locking up and shit. You know, I be having them cramps late at night. Like, I know where your head just fucking you up. All that.
Oh shit!
Oh man, how many charges you did in an hour?
Shit, I don't know. At first, I was motivated, and after that, I just it felt like a sweatshop shit.
Oh shit.
I didn't like it. No, like
right.
it wasn't people. It was just weird. You just gotta pick. You grab the shit out of a bin. It's like I don't know. It's weird, man.
I know
Strange.
what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Let me hold up. Let me get it back. I didn't know that's how we was going with the check joint. Right? I have two. One, I did the CSC event staff shit up at the fucking FedEx and shit. I thought it was gonna be cool, you know. I was like, damn, I'm about to get to see the game for free and shit or whatever the fuck. I'm standing out there. They got me out here standing outside patting niggas down, and I'm like, niggas, it's hot as shit. It's hot as shit out this joint. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to go. And then they moved me inside the stadium and shit, down by the field or whatever. And you got to put your back to the field and shit. Like, dog, I'm trying to watch the motherfucking game, dog. What the fuck is really good? And then
He should try to watch his
shut
wrist.
up, nigga. But that's my that was one. But two, I think Phil went with me on this joint, and I would say this is the most ignorant shit I did. I swear Phil went with me. I don't know. Somebody went with me. Back at Bowie State, we went to work for this It was like a telemarketing joint in Laurel or whatever the fuck. And I think it was for a variety somebody.
I did go with you. We went to like that
you know what I'm talking
training. It was
about.
like that
We went in
training and
that
shit.
joint for the
You
training.
talk about Novo One?
Yeah.
You talk about Novo One?
Yeah, that joint.
Yeah, yep.
We went in that joint just for the training, just to get a check real
I-
quick.
Yeah, I remember
know what
that,
you're talking
dog.
about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I remember that.
Quit after that week of training. Just quit after that.
Yeah.
Just send us. Just give me my check, dog.
Who the fuck did? I remember that. Wow.
Yeah,
That was-
I actually did that like 3 times because
Niggas did.
they give you like $400 just for sitting there.
Uh-huh.
I got two instances too. So that's so funny because Phil, you reminded me of a time. So I actually used to import and export. I'd say import and export, but it was local shit. It was like, so I actually delivered cars from like Philly to New York to Maryland to VA.
Sweet.
And it was actually pretty fun. That shit was fun, especially if you had like a Raptor, like something with 500 horses. Like you just go. And if you
You was driving them joints?
Say what?
You was driving them joints?
Yeah, I was shipping them
Okay.
from state to state, and then if you get pulled over, you actually got a license to ship them, so they don't even mess with you. So they just be like, "Oh, you delivering a car? All right, go ahead." But anyway, so this is what happened. It was like 4 of us. We went to this parking lot, and we had to pick up these 18 passenger vans, and it was actually like a quick job, right? We had to deliver them like 30 minutes away. And so there was this one 18 passenger van was like stuck in between the other 2, and there was no fucking way you could get that shit out because there was like a line of cars like right in front of the joint. And everybody was like, nah, there ain't no way we can get this shit out. It was like, Shaq, they was like, you the best driver. Like, you know, everybody put up 50 if you get this bitch out because we can't leave until we get it out. So I was like, all right, you. All right, so that's like, you know, that's 200. I was like, let me try. Go ahead and do it, right? So I'm taking my time, backing up. It was no fucking way I could get this shit out. That shit scratched the back. The bumper was scratched up. And I ended up, nobody snitched though. Nobody snitched. And then 2 weeks later, the one of the managers was asking this lame dude, and he was like, "Yeah, Shaq did it." And so I ended up paying like $400, but I got $200. That shit was stupid. That shit was stupid, but it was fun. I can't lie. That was some young shit.
Right.
And then the second thing, this is just in general, but the second thing was Burger King, bro. I worked at Burger King, and I felt like I worked sometimes I did like 20 hours overtime, and I felt like that check was just demoralizing. Like that shit like hurt my heart, bro.
I hear you.
Like I was like, I work 60 hours a week, and I can barely get I can barely pay my phone bill with that shit.
You get like.
There's tax in that junk.
I did that shit for 2 months and I was done. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah. 60 hours, you get like $300.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I worked at Sonic, dog. That shit used to kill me. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you busting your ass doing all that, especially when you're young, but it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
$300. What the damn fuck?
That's all your time, too. That shit time's valuable. That's one thing I want to tell young people. Like, I know you got to come up, you got to start somewhere, but spending 60 hours a fucking week just flipping burgers and serving people, that's not,
Yeah.
Speaking of transporting cars, there's a certain said person in this room that completely fucked a motherfucking car up.
Tell a story. Tell a story.
Tell a story.
God, listen to he was working at Euromotors. Good God Almighty, this and he because he know. Though all I remember is just like hearing like there was like to transport the cars from out the back of the joint, right? You had to bring them to the front. It was like, you know, like in those fucking in the car in those service stations or in the car lots where the dealerships are, they tightly park the fucking cars, right?
Hell yeah.
First, you gotta know how to drive in order to work there, because if you fuck shit up all the time, right? So we
Right.
making that quick left. We would come out, boom. It was clockwork every single day.
You know what a turn is. You know what the turn is.
This nigga standing there, all I hear is,
Oh.
and the is the angle he cut it at, he'd already scraped it, but the only way he can the whole side of the car off the building is to back on the same shit. Oh God, sir.
He like, fuck.
Oh my God. That was that.
Was it a hangover
What
morning or
happened?
something? What happened?
What happened
That
after
had
that?
to be.
Nothing.
What happened? What the fuck?
Park that bitch on the third floor.
Just an honest mistake.
When that nigga first when that nigga first started, I told this nigga, do not perform a high chance maneuver with anybody in eyesight. And the same shit that I told him is the same shit I did.
Hey, this nigga was Tokyo drifting out that joke. This nigga was just. I'm like, damn. But I think the dumbest shit I've ever done for like bread. One time, like growing up, I was, at that point in time, $50 was a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? $50 was like, all right, I'm about to go to the mall, go to City Place, or
Oh yeah, City Place.
fucking PG Plaza or whatever the fuck, right? So dude asked me, yo, can you help me move? All right. $50, I'm gonna go knock these dresses and shit out. All right, cool. Nigga.
He said, nigga.
We had you move the whole damn house.
We moved for like, I want to say, it's probably I would say good 8 hours just straight lifting and moving. I'm talking like the heaviest, like the old people, like the shit that we got now that's in these, like the shit that we would buy, like, like shit from like plastic and shit. Older people, they got
tube televisions.
Solid oak.
solid fucking wooded dressings, and that shit was heavy as shit. And I think my back is still actually fucked up to this day because of that shit. Like that move as a teenager fucked my shit up to this day, yo.
Damn.
Never
I believe it though.
$50.
Damn.
$50, cuz.
Hey Phil, you remember when we was in Vegas and Matt's uncle he was like, y'all gotta come over to the house, and we ended up having to move all of that furniture from the outside joint.
I do remember that. Oh my God.
Oh my
Matt
God,
ass.
bro.
I told you I bring Matt ass in this joint.
Bro, that shit took
shit.
like 4 hours. We thought we were gonna be in and out.
Dog,
I thought it was a
that.
table and some chairs.
Matt would have you do some random fucking
Yeah,
shit like
Matt
that.
was like, come on, y'all, come on, we can go. It's just gonna be a little bit.
Yeah, in fucking Vegas. God damn it. Working in goddamn Vegas, dog. I remember that I was coming back. Oh, shit. Hell no, I do.
I was like, I could have been
3
winning some
hours.
money on the tables or something.
Fucking moving shit.
He saved y'all some money. That's what he gonna say. He saved y'all some money.
When was
Nah.
When was that? When was that, Phil? That was like 2017.
Yeah, that wasn't was that Corey? No, that wasn't when we all met up like for Corey shit.
No, that was just random, I think. That was just
Yeah, it was. It was just a random trip, I think. Yeah, because that ain't nothing from Denver.
Yeah, because my shit was in 2018.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Which was also, that was a good night.
Yeah, that was a good night.
I got two dumbass jumps now. I mean, it's always been about getting a buck, but I got two dumb jumps. The first jump was literally like, I think I was in high school, maybe not high school, but literally going around and putting the flyers on people's cars. Like, you know how like you get the little, basically like the club flyers and shit.
Like, it's not easy enough.
Huh?
So I said it sounded easy enough. Yeah.
This shit was dumb though. Like literally just walking around parking lots. Like I mean, like that shit was dumb. Like I mean, it paid, but at the same time, the shit. Looking back, the shit was dumb as fuck. Like to actually sit back and do that shit. Literally walking around the cars and trying to get rid of all your fucking. And we could put them shits in the trash. And then the other shit was, I think it was. Like I went to VA and it was probably something similar to that Nova One shit, but it was like a telemarketing jump where literally they was like they looking for sports accounting people and different things of that shit. Come to find out, they want you to sell calendars for like the different sporting events.
Shit.
So I walked. I think I tried it. I walked and I did like the first 3 houses. And mind you, you're supposed to be walking in a shirt, tie, and some dress shoes. And you walk from house to house to house and all that shit. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. I dropped them jokes. Like I left. Was it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home.
All money ain't good money, and this money ain't for me.
I'm gonna go home. I would have did the same.
Speaking to the
How old was you?
I was in college at that point in time. I know that I was in college.
I think I remember that too.
It was probably about the same time we went to Nova, Phil.
Yeah, probably. We was probably coming back or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but speaking to that flyer shit, what do you think the percentage is that people actually do that shit, that you put the flyer on the card? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many people even respond to that shit?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
It depends.
Shit.
It depends. It depends on what the flyer is, what it's for.
Nigga, I done left the club so many times with flies. I'm just drunk.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn windshield.
Yeah.
They always
Like-
windshield wiper on. Get this shit off.
like a model that's like you know what I mean, like a top model that's never gonna go to that club.
Exactly. And then like, man, if it be too late, you come back, the shit look like pamphlets on your car. All them fucking flyers and shit.
Good old Baz and crew.
Miranda, you ain't go.
Oh yeah, I think some of the dumbest jobs I had was one time for like 2 weeks I was like driving a shuttle for like the Masters. I don't know if it was the Masters. It wasn't the Masters. It was like some
Look at this nigga over here.
congressional. Fuck you, this nigga. At congressional golf course, I was just driving like the shuttle back and forth. For, like, that shit was paying like $15 an hour though.
Ooh.
Yeah, for drive like 3 blocks, like up and down the street, like pick them up from the parking lot. And
How did you hear about that shit?
I think like Craigslist.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does that shit still work, Craigslist? Does that shit?
Like,
That's a good question.
but
I don't know. There be scammers on that shit.
somebody left their pass, and then I sold that junk on Craigslist, and then I got in trouble because they like
Where my shit at?
You know.
And then another jump was like I had like I used to set up for like this DJ company, like on the weekend. I think I was like probably 17, and we used to be like in clubs, like adult ass clubs, because they had like parties and shit. Set up for the DJ. And then the same DJ had did like this prom that I went to, but like I like called out. And then they end up doing the prom, and I was there, so I got in trouble.
Somebody's shit is giving me back feedback.
This nigga Brian, what is this nigga Brian doing?
I couldn't even hear you.
What up, Matt?
What's up, Joe?
What it do, fellas?
Oh,
What it do?
shit.
It might be my
shit.
TV. It might be my TV in the background. I got the game.
Turn that shit off. We didn't even know you was in here. Turn that shit muted.
I know.
Muted. Muted. We can't hear you.
All right, so the question is, Toe, what's the dumbest thing you've ever done for a check? Like the dumbest shit you've ever done, job related or what have you, whatever.
The dumbest thing I ever did for a paycheck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go up there and at Bowie State and take that sorry ass training for that call center.
Oh, he did his.
We did that too.
And rolled out in the first week.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
number one.
That was dumb. That was real dumb.
Oh yeah,
I knew my last day was when, cause I was calling somebody down in Georgia, and they was like, we was trying to sell. I think we was trying to sell like get people off a dial up and get them onto like that connection outside of dial up. I forget what it's called, the new stuff of that age. And the dude was like, I ain't got no phone. I was like, what? Well, how am I talking to you right now, sir? He said, I'm Peter Pan. I was like, oh shit.
He was fucking.
They told me he was Peter Pan, man.
He's fucking with you, bro.
And then I called this old lady, and she was like asleep at 9 o'clock. She's like, hello. I was like, damn. I was like, yes, ma'am. I just want to know if you have dial up or do you have? Who is this, Kevin? I was like, oh. Nah, I'm out. I was like, I can't be doing this, man. I can't be doing it.
He made it further than us. He made it further than us, Phil. He made it further than us.
I know. Everybody knew about that check though.
Mm-hmm. Everybody knew about that first weekend. Let me get that check real quick.
That was like the thing to do, just to get a quick check. Like, oh, you need some money real quick? Hey, just go up to this shit. Yeah. You good? You got a week.
I think
you good.
Yeah, I forgot y'all did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all did that shit.
That's crazy.
We all did that shit. I think with that first check, I spent that shit all on liquor for the
probably
place.
Probably.
I think it was like, how much was it? Like 120 or something?
No. You get like 4.
Yeah, it was like 400.
Was it? I don't remember it being that much. Y'all must have.
Yeah,
how y'all got that. They must have been running out of money by the time they got to me, because I don't think it was no more. I don't remember being no more than like 175, but I think it was like 120.
You would not work 5 days for $120.
Nah, you wouldn't do that for. Nah, you crazy.
Well, either that or I forgot how much it was, but it wasn't no 4. It couldn't be no 400.
You need to sue them. You need to sue them for back pay right now.
I honestly don't remember for real what the amount was for real.
It was bread. Because after that, you had to like commit to actually working.
Yeah, and I did like 4 days on the floor, and I was like, yeah, this ain't it.
No.
Oh, you made it? You was on the floor?
Yeah, I thought we didn't make it that far.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Because you know who was on the floor that was balling?
Will,
the nigga Drew.
Oh yeah, Drew.
Drew was balling off that joint, and another dude, I can't remember who it was, but he was like making like $3,000 a month.
You probably talking about Will, but I'm gonna just let y'all know I actually did that shit before y'all started, and I was like top 3 sellers. They had to rearrange the whole commission structure because we was just killing that shit. It was me, Will, and Juan. I'm not sure if y'all remember Juan.
I think it was the Will dude. You're not talking about you're talking about Will, not Will Bean.
Who?
Nah.
Nelly? You talking about Nelly?
You talking about, I think his name was Will. Yeah.
Nah, not Will Bean.
His name dropping like shit. Hey.
Different Will.
But
that
he was making money.
That shit was quite lucrative for a while. I must say.
All right. So speaking of lucrative, just cause we got a Nick fan in this bitch. I'm gonna ask the question. I'm gonna pose the question.
Come on, man. I ain't even come with no problems tonight, man.
Ain't no problems, man. Chill out, relax. This ain't no problems.
Niggas is even wearing blue.
He got his Knicks blues on. Let's go.
So recently,
and my beer is blue. My beer is blue. Just want to say that. All right.
This nigga. So recently, Melo been doing work. Even yesterday, Dame had the conversation that Dame was talking about it. Dame was like, Melo's a Hall of Famer. So I'm gonna just pose the question, and this isn't a knock on Melo. This isn't a knock on anybody. But if you were playing in the league, would you rather have a career such as Melo, where you make you got 0 rings, but you make we'll just say 250 plus mil, or a career like Robert Ory where you make seven. I mean, you get 7 rings and you make nowhere near as much money as Melo.
Can we be somewhere in the middle of them? Like, can I be like,
I got a question,
the
though.
average of those two careers?
No. You got to go either or. Listen, you got to go either or. What's your question, Corey?
My question is, what's their length in the NBA though? What's their tenure? How long they've been in each?
It's their career. Their careers.
No.
Oh, he's saying who has the longer career. That's what he's asking.
I'm saying because I know Melo was caked up. He may not have no rings, but he's caked up. That's what I'm saying. How long do I have to be how long were they in the NBA? You know, I could have some rings or whatever and make. What was it? I think it was like.
You're picking either or his career.
You're picking either one of their careers.
I'm taking the rings.
Go ahead, Matt. Who you picking, Matt?
How much bread Melo done got over his career?
See, that's what I'm saying, Doug. I want to know how much money I'm getting though.
Once again,
but listen.
I know the Knicks paid him. I know we paid him real nice.
Who cares? But listen to how you talk about Melo though. Y'all be dogging him because he don't got rings. Y'all want the bread?
Let me.
Yeah, that's why I might have to roll with Melo.
Before y'all go, let me say it one more time, just because it seems like Corey and Matt want to try to figure out about how much money is made. So
yeah.
I'll just put the
I want to know if that's enough to sell my soul.
Listen. Let me say it. So Melo has 0 rings, and we'll just say, I don't want to count nobody's pockets, but Melo has 0 rings, and we'll just say $250 million, $250 million for his career. Or Robert Ory, 7 years, and we'll just say, to put a number on it, 7 rings, and he made $50 million for his career. And
I'm taking Melo career because at the end of the day, that cash is like super like generational.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, Melo is like a name that's going to like carry for a generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Robert Horry, I mean, yeah, the accomplishments were great, but he wasn't carrying those teams like Melo had a chance to. Like he was a decent role player for the Rockets. He was just a guy on the Lakers, even though he had some big.
Yeah, I'll take my 250.
But them highlights though, you're gonna see Robert Ory knocking down that three at the top of the.
But like
you saving games.
Kids are gonna be like, who the hell is that? They're like, who was number 5 or whatever number he was wearing? They're gonna be saying,
I can give a damn. I give a damn with my 250 million. I can give a damn.
I think with the I might go with the ring. I might go with Robert Horry just simply on the experience. 7
championships.
Right. You were living the lifestyle like it was 7 rings.
7 rings, and he contributed though too. He did contribute. Like he had some buzzer beaters and shit. Like he had
a little bit.
Some game 7s. Didn't he have some game 7s?
He did have a lot of buzzer beaters. He did.
Yeah. Clutch Ory.
All 3s too.
That's
I hate to say it. I'm taking the money though. I'm taking the money, the 250.
Yeah, I gotta take my 250, bro. I gotta take my 250. That's gonna go a long way. 250. A long way. That's
but it's more than just the money. Like the player Melo is far.
Mm-hmm. No, you had a good point that he's a much better player. He was the star on the team. Like even though he ain't got no rings, I mean people gonna talk about him because he.
But
they're gonna talk about him like it's gonna diminish the value of the player he was kind of a little bit.
It really
don't. He got national championship.
I mean the Knicks. We were helpless though, but I think what's going to hurt Melo the most is when he said he's not about the money. Didn't he say he wasn't about the money, but he went ahead and
he got the money.
So, like, if he wouldn't have said that and made it seem
only
like
people with the money say they're not about the money.
Yeah, he should have just kept his mouth shut on that and just took the money.
Mm-hmm.
But he's obviously about the money because he wouldn't have came to the Knicks if that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Hey, Shaq, what you think?
Randall put it so nicely. I feel like I would just agree with what he said. Like I think I would rather be Melo and be in a situation where you're considered like, you know, top 20 or top 30 or whatever, and have 250 plus mil than than Ori. And I looked it up. You're right. It's like they said he had like 55 mil total, but with incentives, he up to like 78 mil. I'm like, damn, you won seven championships and you only won 70. Like, that's crazy.
But don't you get paid for winning the chips too, though? You get paid for winning
that was included.
That's included, buddy. That's included.
Yeah, that's 78 mil. That's 78 mil with all inclusive. So yeah,
Melo can spend that 78 mil and still be Gucci at the end of the day.
Because if you think about it, and this is like they said, generational wealth. That translates to his son. His son probably be in the league too. I seen his son like,
and don't have to be though.
And so like that translates to his son and his son's son. Like fucking
right. I was thinking that too, Shaq. I was thinking that too. I was like, but I already knew the answer to the question, so I didn't even say it. But it's like it depends on like how well off your family is too. Like if you come from money, you might be more interested in those rings if you come from like a wealthy family. But I know Melo didn't, so.
True. What you thinking, Al?
For me, I think I might go with Robert Ori.
Oh my God!
No, listen.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, think about it. At the same time, Robert Ori played in a different generation than Melo. So even yes, I know Melo still got 200 more.
It wasn't that big of a difference though.
It was though, but can I finish?
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead, play it. Go ahead, play.
So Melo 200 mil right now. Robert Ori finished in his career probably like 2004-ish, 2005-ish. Yeah. That was around the same time Melo coming in. So the money, it's not nowhere near comparable, but at the same time, what Robert Ori got, he probably sitting on. And then at the same time, the way you can parlay the different rings and the different going off to the different signing off, there are so many fucking athletes that are going to Vegas and literally signing autographs and signing memorabilia to just make money off. So at any point in time, if you are in financial need, you can go and do that. And I know Melo has an all-star and Hall of Fame type career, but I think and this just might just be me being a team guy or what have you. I'm gonna go to get the rings because that means I might go to, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily go to the White House now, but I'm gonna go to the White House. I'm gonna go to all the different experiences, get the championship tours, the championship ring parades, and all that good shit like that. I think I might pick the Robert Ori. Oh, not I think I am gonna pick the Robert Ori style play as opposed to the Melo. But that's just me going.
Yeah, I agree with you too. And it's just 7 rings, dog. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Each ring worth $1 million.
You think Melo's going to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's definitely going.
Yeah, for sure.
That's unquestionable. Unquestionable. He might not got no ring, but he going to the Hall of Fame.
I ain't gonna say it's unquestionable. It's questionable, but
nah, man.
Fire, you know.
Is Robert going to the Hall of Fame?
No,
just because he got the rings.
He probably not.
Now that's questionable.
Not.
He probably is though. He's probably going though.
Nah, now that I think about it, he's definitely not going. I mean, because he was always a solid role player, but he wasn't ever a player that you had the game plan for.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I feel like if he stopped at 04-05, he should have been there by now. He's done.
Right.
True.
True.
Yeah.
So I mean, is Robert Ori not in the Hall of Fame right now? I didn't know that.
Fuck no.
He just came through a few times. You just clutch. He just had perfect fucking timing. You talk about timing. God damn.
Melo, I feel like he did more. I gotta look at his numbers. I gotta look at his career numbers because I feel like he rebound. He shot the ball. I mean,
he wasn't like that, man.
You reach it, bro. You reach it.
He's no Rodman, dog. He's no Rodman.
No Rodman.
Didn't he get a couple of rebounds?
he had a couple clutch shots for his legacy. He ain't got rings. That's what I keep simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can we give him credit for the clutch factor though? That's got to count for something.
I said clutch order.
Big shot Rob.
He came through, dog. I don't care. He came through.
He came all the way. No homo.
This nigga would only take like what 3 shots.
Yo, y'all, I think y'all are diminishing his stats. No, he definitely. Somebody gotta look it up real quick.
Randall gonna post them joints when he chop it up. He gonna put that. You gotta put them stats in there, Randall. Put them stats in there, please, please.
Hey, you know how
I'm
bad
not making an argument for him.
Hey, you know how bad that's gonna look side by side the career points of Melo versus.
I know, like damn, I'm making no argument for Robert Ory.
That's why I don't like Draymond Green talking shit. Like your stats don't.
Oh my God.
That's true.
That's why I said Draymond Green does not know he's a bum. He does not know he is a bum.
So why? So that
Yes, he does.
I'm gonna just say this, and I know we gotta move on to the next. But why him and Kendrick Perkins on the fucking show? Like they be on fucking ESPN all day. Like what the fuck did Kendrick Perkins do? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know why he's on there
Why
so
is
much.
he on there?
They try and line
either.
up their next jobs after they get cut. They try and line up their next jobs, dog.
No,
They
that
trying
just
to be
goes to show.
sportscasters.
He just like the dude for football, Marcus Spears. All over that girl.
I don't understand that either because they hurting for hosts. They don't have to give these guys jobs.
Yeah.
It's way more correct, like way more appealing people that could host.
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. Like I don't.
That's why I be like, it makes you not even want to work for them though.
Nah,
Yeah.
it may be like maybe a salary thing. Like who's taking the lowest,
Damn, yo.
The league minimum.
Yeah.
Bumps. The bumps.
No, because even
that's crazy.
Barkley said something about that. Barkley was talking about he was talking tongue in cheek a while back when he was talking about somebody who was working for ESPN. I forgot what it was, but he was like, they basically paying them bombers, but at the same, I mean, they're working way too many hours. So I think he was basically saying like comparable stats, like Barkley and them, they're on TNT for the night games and then like for the March Madness shit. But at the same time, those bombers that be on ESPN, they be on morning, noon, and night.
Yeah.
The entire week. And Barkley was like, yeah, that ain't for me.
If you think about Jalen Rose, I see Jalen Rose on there like 5-6 hours a day, bro.
Right. He got his own show.
Yeah, but
Jalen, Jacoby.
His shit transitions after the show too. If you see him, he be wearing the same stuff and he be on ESPN and this and that right after the show. So he do be in the studio for a while.
Yeah, all they should be in the same studio too.
He trying to get the prime time there.
He need to start letting them grades come through. It's not believable no more.
Everybody be coloring that shit. I feel like everybody be coloring.
But comparing Robert Ory to like Hall of Fame, and I always say this shit. Do you think Derek Fisher can go to the Hall of Fame? Like this nigga has a lot of rings too.
He do. I don't think he's Hall of Fame though.
He might be the one exception. He may be the one exception.
No,
the one exception.
This is the best Hall of Fame detector or meter in any sport. If you can say first name, motherfucking last name, that equals the Hall of Fame. You say Adrian motherfucking Peterson. That equals
the
That is.
And
I mean,
LeBron motherfucking James. You know what I'm saying? That
right.
That shit.
You can say Derek motherfucking Fisher, but it won't feel like
it is sick.
He was contributing. I swear he'll contribute more than fucking Robert Horry was doing out this motherfucker. Derek Fisher was out this time.
He did though. Especially like those Kobe years.
I'll give Derek. I'll give him his due. I'll give him his due.
But even if you gotta like think about it for just like a brief second, in Hall of Fame, like it has to be like that.
He was good. He was good, but he ain't Hall of Fame.
I'm looking at it now actually, and Derek Fisher has total. They both played the same amount of seasons. Derek Fisher has 10,000 total points, and Robert Horry has 7,700.
Damn.
What I said, D Fisher. I knew D Fisher was out there.
How How many? Does it say?
Nigga, he played fucking 30 years in the league.
Yeah, he did play 20 solid, I think. At least 20. 18, maybe.
Plus, Robert Horry wasn't averaging more than 15 a game. Like,
Nah.
Hold on.
He wasn't averaging more than 5 points a game.
Right. He wasn't getting 5 minutes.
Your average 13 and Robert Horry averaged 12.
yeah.
So, what about games played, though? Robert Horry was kind of durable, wasn't he?
They played the same amount of games, he said.
Because he wasn't doing shit.
Oh.
That's why
Oh,
he durable.
But them niggas ain't do shit in the playoffs for real, except for them clutch shots.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was good.
I mean,
Marks.
But that's what you need, though. You need that clutch. You need that
But
clutch factor.
D. Fisher is supposed to be the quarterback of the team.
Nigga,
You know, point guard. He's dishing it out. He's doing his thing.
He wasn't
doing
even
his thing.
like that. Hey, Marcus,
He
real
wasn't.
quick. You taking Robert Horry's career versus Carmelo's
Huh?
career?
Marcus? Oh, welcome, nigga.
Damn.
Oh yeah. What's up? All right, Melo over. I would take Melo. I'll take Melo's career because I feel like he got millions, way more millions. He can take care of his family. You know what I'm saying, for longer generations. Like Robert Horry, he'll be respected
Smart
amongst
man.
NBA players for winning the amount of championships he had. But you know, as far as memory and legacy, I don't think he's gonna be remembered longer than like niggas like Melo or like niggas like AI, Patrick Ewing. You know what I'm saying? Those type of guys.
Off the cuff.
They may not have necessarily won the championship, but you know they still solidified themselves, like, you know what I'm saying, as far as they individual career. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how I think. So yeah, for that reason, I would definitely take Melo's career because you remember longer and you can take care of your family for longer generations.
That's exactly spot on what me and Randall said. I mean, me too.
Hey, give me them championships, brother.
Yeah,
B said Robert Horry.
I want the hard way.
Fuck the rings at 250, dog.
Hey, B, look, how would you feel if your house got broken into and all the rings got stolen, though?
Right. You can't even sell them no more.
No, that means you got to show up like OJ did in that hotel.
Run me that shit.
You said,
where my shit at?
You said, y'all too.
Hey. Sit down, Craig.
Hey,
He was going hard.
Where my shit at,
OJ
dog?
went hard, man.
That's the most niggerish shit you can get locked up for, though, dog. I was stealing my own shit back. Where is my shit?
Vegas, baby.
where is the justice? God damn.
Oh, my God.
I literally just saw your email. My bad. Damn.
Yeah, I've been trying to get in this joint. I had to go through a lot to try to get in here. You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking about justice, we had like a little debate in the text yesterday. How many people seen the George Floyd body cam footage?
Oh, when they jumped? Yeah, when they.
Yeah.
From the police.
If it's new, nah. I think I've seen.
You said the body camera?
Yeah. The police body cam footage.
I don't think I've seen a body camera yet.
Did they just release something new on that, or?
It was like this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because the body cam before was from the cop that wasn't directly interacting with him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't see the new one then.
This body cam footage is directly from I don't know the name. I don't know the name, but it's
Chauvin, whatever.
Chauvin, something like that.
But it's directly from his body cam, and either him or Thomas Lane, one of the two. But yeah.
So speak on it. What happens? What happens on the shit? Because I didn't see it.
It's probably infuriating. That's probably what it is.
Of course.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be subjective. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be the subjective guy because I know both sides of the debate. So what happens is George Floyd gets pulled over. Well, not even pulled over. The cops pull up to the car. You know what I'm saying? As they pull up to the car, within probably 15 to 20 seconds, they tell him to roll the window down. They tell him to put his hands on the steering wheel, and then they had their guns drawn, guns blazing on him or what have you. Then after that, they get him out of the car. You know what I'm saying? Like he's pleading for them to not shoot him. And apparently at least listening to like one of the other ladies that was there, she says that he's been shot before. He's been shot. I don't know if it was in a similar instance or what have you, but she kept saying like he's been shot before, and that's why he was acting such a way. So like the cops drag him out of the car, they put him in, or try to put him in the backseat of their car. But the entire time as they're trying to put him in the car and getting them over to their cop car, he's like, you know what I'm saying, talking to them and telling them like, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. This isn't me. Like I ain't do nothing, like, or y'all got the wrong one or something along those lines. So they finally get to like trying to push him in the car, put him in the car. And then as he's trying to get put in the car, he says, I'm claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic. Please don't put me in the car. And then the cops are like, all right. They after going back and forth with him for a while, they say, nah, we will roll the window down. One of them says, we'll roll the window down, and I'll stay with you. And then he's like, nah, I'm gonna just go ahead. Can I just lay on the floor? Can I lay on the floor outside of the car? And then from there,
my bad.
From there it escalates, and then that's where we get to the outside of the car, and where we get to what everybody has seen, the 846. I think I wrapped it up. And if I missed anything, please feel free.
How the fuck did we get to the point with the niggas knee on his neck?
Well, real quick, Al. The point, when he first got taken out of his car and he was sitting on the sidewalk, and then they took him like across the street or something. Like, I don't know what transpired. I saw that on the video, but
so from what we saw, at least the body cam footage that we saw, I didn't see him sitting on the sidewalk. Like they pushed him up against the wall, pushed him up against the I guess the storefront. They pushed him up against the storefront, but it was like they had his arms behind his back and they was pushing him up against the storefront. But I didn't see him sitting down on the ground or anything.
They definitely showed that. They be editing and throwing stuff in there, because I definitely saw that man on the ground.
That was a quick question. Did you say when they came to his window, they had the guns drawn and shit?
Yeah.
One gun you see.
Yeah.
Which was the officer with the camera.
Yeah. Within 15 seconds, yeah. They came up to the car, they told him to roll his windows down, they told him to put his hands on the steering wheel. From there, he put his hands on the steering wheel, you know what I'm saying? But in his defense, and I guess in any person's defense, like he was, you know what I'm saying, he was nicked up. And then they pulled the guns on him and he told him, don't shoot. And like from there, I don't think he ever calmed down from the jet.
But my question is, didn't they call the police over him having a counterfeit bill or something like that?
All right, look, this is why I got.
Why are guns drawn over a fucking counterfeit bill? I don't understand this shit. Why do we have to make tensions hot just off rip? You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Randall. My bad. Go ahead.
Let me preface by saying, like, whatever I'm about to say doesn't equate to him. Like, there's no reason why the man should have been killed. Period.
Yeah, straight up.
But this nigga, from what I seen, definitely escalated the situation.
How?
Like, how? What you mean? First of all, there's no reason for them to pull a gun on you. Yes, but
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, but in the video,
so the situation's already escalated. Why are you pulling a gun if I have a counterfeit fucking bill? I didn't hold the fucking store up with a gun or no shit. Why do you have a gun?
Bro, but at that point, it's already happened. So it's probably better for you to diffuse the situation. And like if somebody got the gun drawn on you, why are you like fidgeting around? Like, you giving them a reason to shoot your ass. For one, like that shit could have ended like with a gunshot early in the jump. But after the fact, he was just like all over the place, like yelling and screaming, and then when he was like about to be put in the car, like he was resisting arrest and shit. And they like his mans in there was telling him like, bruh, like stop resisting, like let them do what they gotta do, because at this point, like they're not gonna take the cuffs off. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna reverse the shit. So let them do what they gotta do, and then like whatever you gotta do, we can get out of the shit. I feel like
if he's in like a full-blown panic attack, though, like you somebody who's like in the middle of an episode to relax or to do this or to do that. At that point in time, the endorphins and the chemical reaction.
At what point did he have a panic attack?
This nigga would.
Well, fuck that. At one point, is it okay to just relax
I'm not
money on
talking
this
about
nigga's
that,
neck?
dog, because they're gonna do they're gonna do exactly what they're gonna do. Like, I don't know if you've been in certain situations like that. I mean, I have, but
like, Randall, you
I ain't never had no motherfucking body knee on my neck.
Hold on, Corey. Al just said that he got shot before. So that
what that got to do with them? What that got to do with officers that's going to do exactly what they want to do?
Listen.
You gotta know your surroundings.
Listen though, if you got shot before and officers are automatically putting their gun on you, can have a panic attack at that moment.
I understand. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that he had to go through that shit like multiple times. But you got to know your surroundings.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, we smart enough to know our surroundings, and we know how to, you know.
Was it clear that he wasn't on no drugs or nothing like that?
He was on drugs. But he was on fentanyl and some other shit. Like at the same, he was on 2 drugs at the same time.
That's probably why he was fucking panicking.
That's probably why he was probably schizophrenic and
but even within that, like at the end of the day, like even like you can say you can be like, all right, I've been in a traumatic situation. If a gun gets drawn on me, I'm gonna get a defensive position. All right, you're a police officer. You gotta deal with people with weapons, all kinds of shit every fucking day. So obviously, if they dealing with a nigga who fidgety, what you think gonna fucking happen? Like, we can look at it from one perspective, but you gotta understand the cop is always in a defensive perspective because, you know, we hear stories about what happens to them, but like the fucked up shit happens to cops too. Like they might just be pulling somebody over and the motherfucker reach a gun over and just start shooting on their ass. So you gotta, even if you like them or not, you can't take away from the human perspective that these niggas still approach situations in a defensive place. You dealing with a nigga that's like 6'5", 270, straight muscle, all fucking agitated, and all these niggas smaller than him. Like I know a lot of niggas. Like if you're like if a small nigga dealing with a big agitated nigga, you probably gonna get a little defensive. Like let's be real. Like come on, you know what I'm saying? So,
but it's 5 of you versus one nigga though. It's 5 of them versus one nigga though.
But what I'm sitting there saying is this: what I'm saying, like if you got the law on, like the law is not in your hands. The law is on the side of the fucking people. You can use all these excuses. You can talk about what's unfair and what's not fair. But what you can do is control your emotions and take care of that situation. Like people like to be like, oh, people try to focus on right from wrong. Fuck right from wrong, because you can be right and still get shot in the fucking head. So at the end of the goddamn day, you take control of that situation by controlling your emotions. You can't get caught up in all that simple shit. Like I'm just saying,
but
like
if
you can talk right from wrong,
fucking
but
drugs and shit.
So this is my perspective.
And then you can say it's not fair, and nigga still blow your head off, nigga. It don't make it, and you ain't gonna come home to your family at the end of the day. So what matter? You was right, and then you got shot. Don't make no sense.
So this is my perspective, and I agree with you, Marcus. I agree with you, but this is where race comes into play, because I've seen multiple videos where Caucasians have axes, swords, fucking anything you could think of, and they're begging the cops to do something about it.
Please
attacking the cops. Yeah. And the cops still don't kill them. So it's to my perspective, I agree with you fully. Especially as a black man, you should be aware of that shit. But that does not mean that shit is right. Like if they don't treat the white people the same way, that shit's not right.
I agree with you. But we can't gotta carry yourself a certain way.
Look,
I agree with that, but that's not saying it's right, because if they don't.
But what I'm saying, also within that, yes, you're right. You may have seen 10, 15, 20, 30 videos of fucking white dudes act wild and out and not getting caught up by the cops. That still don't take away from the fact that there's still white people out here who do get agitated and get shot the fuck up. It don't make a difference. Like you can focus on the videos, but there's still white people who act the fuck up and still get shot the fuck up. But of course, mainstream media ain't gonna show you that shit, because that's not the narrative that's gonna generate motherfucking money. Black and white, it's like the what they call the Hegelian dialect. It's like you take black and white, you take opposites, Redskins, Cowboys, red and fucking blue, Democrats and fucking Republicans, red and blue, black and white, opposites. So if you can't bring along opposites, you can't fucking sensationalize the situation. It's not gonna be as sexy to show a fucking white dude get shot by a cop on TV.
It's not about sexy.
Marcus.
I don't know about that. It's
Marcus.
not about sexy. I've yet to see an unarmed white man.
That's what we posted on here.
My point. They're not going to show that.
I've yet to see
It's not showing opposition. It's not showing opposition when it just shows a white dude, but when it shows a black man getting shot by a white cop, it's opposition.
What are you saying?
We posted the video of the white boy crawling in the hotel and he got shot the fuck up.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that. I did see. Okay, all right. I'll give you that one.
Look, this is what I'm sitting there saying. At the end of the day, like we can have a whole bunch of different
that
cops,
one.
different people. There's some fucking cops who's not going to fucking take the chance against a white person or a black person. There's cops out here who are not going to give a fuck who you are. If you are a threat, I'm coming home to my family regardless. And it's same thing with y'all niggas. Like y'all, at the end of the day, you black, pro-black, I love my people. If you a cop and there's a black dude threatening you and you got to choose if you're going to come home to see your family or not, nigga, what you going to do?
You gonna put your knee on his neck for 10 minutes? What you mean?
That tells you that the police
you gonna put your knee on his neck for 10 minutes? I'm sorry, bro.
Okay. Now we're gonna go back. We're going back to this.
Before we go back to the end of the George Floyd thing,
no, I'm just talking.
All Paul was saying is he's not saying it doesn't go both ways sometimes. He's not saying that. He's saying, do you honestly sit here and think that it's 50-50? That is fair.
I'm not saying it's crazy. We was talking about George Floyd, and then you was talking about how white people do this to us. That's when it got off the George Floyd.
So that's what I'm talking about, Matt. Like what Matt said, the percentage is off. That's all I'm saying. The shit ain't even, man. That's all I'm saying. Like you're right. He shouldn't have been fidgety.
Nowhere near.
He shouldn't have been fidgety. But I don't condone putting my knee on somebody's neck for 10 minutes.
Nobody's condoning that at all on any level, but that's not what we went from George Floyd to talking about how white cops do us. That's what happened. We wasn't just talking about it. It went from George Floyd to that. Now we talking about George Floyd. What happened to George Floyd shouldn't have happened. But at the same time, you dealing with motherfuckers with weapons. You dealing with fucking emotions. Fucked up shit happens. You can't that's just what the reality. That's the fucking reality, man.
I ain't going to accept shit happens.
Nothing's going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect unless you want to get fucking robots to be the fucking police patrol. Shit ain't going to be perfect. It's all bullshit going to happen.
So you're completely right about bullshit's going to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people that make sense. But the thing is, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, as a public servant, I'm supposed to protect and serve. Like, you're supposed to be able to de-escalate situation. So in this situation, I'm not talking about any other situation. In this situation, like you saw his hands on the steering wheel. Yes, he's fidgety. You saw his hands on the steering wheel. You have backup. You have everything there. You checked him. You have him in handcuffs. You have him restrained or what have you. Like, I feel like you're still supposed to be able to de-escalate the situation at some point in time. If you can understand, like, I feel like as humans, the same way you can understand like somebody who is going to be in shock, who is going to have you know what I'm saying, an adrenaline rush, being as though a gun is drawn on them at the blink of an eye. So I feel like, and this is just, once again, this is just me, and this is, I know life happens, and I know these situations are, you know what I'm saying, like happen in the blink of an eye. But at the same time, if you as a police officer and you have him in cuffs, you are supposed to be in control of the situation. At no point in time even if he is 6'7", I don't know his physical stature, but I feel like he was 6'6", 2 something. But even if he is, if he's with his hands behind his back, like, I mean, I feel like that you're supposed to be able to, you know what I'm saying, be able to calm the situation down.
At the end of the day, it's 5 of y'all niggas who are lawfully carrying guns. Y'all have badges. Y'all have a license to shoot whoever the fuck y'all want to shoot. Just off because I said I feared for my life or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So no, I can't agree with that shit.
I can't agree with it either. And this is the thing too. I looked up the percentage of Americans that are on prescription drugs that have to deal with anything mental that affect their mental issue. And it's 67% right now, right? So that just speaks to, okay, if 67% of our fucking population is on medication that affects their mental or that affects their physical being, or how they react to stress, how they react to react to panic attacks. These cops should be trained on that shit. That's I'm just talking about.
You're supposed to be a professional.
That's what I'm saying. We're not trained as human beings, as fucking citizens. We're not trained to deal with. I mean, as a black person, you're supposed to be, because
just as a citizen, like you were saying, as a citizen.
But we're not trained. We're not paid to deal with that everyday situation. They are, and I feel like they should be trained to deal with people that got issues. Like that's my perspective, bro.
I'm sure they deal with people. I'm sure they get trained to deal with people like that's under the influence and shit like that.
Should have been trained.
You know but what I'm saying is, even within that, even to be like, all right, we got so many people on drugs and because of whatever the fucking situation is going in society. Is that a police problem because they don't know how to deal with that? Like maybe it's a reflection of society that so many people on drugs, and that's the bigger fish to fry, rather than the people who's put in place by the government to respond by that. So you can look at it from a perspective that these niggas are no different of cons.
There's a war on drugs.
At the end of the day,
no, they should know.
That's their job, bro. That's their job.
That's their job. Exactly.
You understand what I'm trying to say? What I'm saying that the amount of people on these drugs is due to the response to the environment and the society that we live in. All this quote unquote drug rap and music and I'm so depressed and all this shit is a complete response to the environment that we live in. So focusing on the people who are put in place to respond to that, yes, they could quote unquote do a job, but it's still a reflection of a bigger problem, which is the society that we live in. You can sit there and attack them. You can talk about the police, right? How they respond to it, but that's not going to take niggas off drugs and the people who are dealing with depression and all the pain.
This is my answer to that.
Right.
This is my answer to that, Marcus. This is my answer to that. And I think you are right. I think that there's no way we're going to be able to attack that problem. And I've looked at the percentages. It keeps going up and up and up. I don't think us saying that nobody should be on prescription drugs is going to solve it. I think that the immediate fix is that the fucking cops need to understand that they're not always going to deal with a regular person that's super calm. That's my thing. I feel like they should go for that shit.
I'm super calm.
That's why them niggas be scared.
It's a gun in my face. I'm super calm.
Like, them niggas don't them niggas be scared. Like, I don't understand. Like, y'all think these niggas be big bad bullies and shit? I know they exist, don't get me wrong, but I feel like these motherfuckers be thinking anything can happen. Anytime I walk up to a motherfucker's car, anything could go the fuck down. Like, I can understand why a motherfucker would think that way.
Marcus, just for clarification, when you say these niggas, you talking about the cops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, who else would I be talking about?
I'm just making sure. I'm just trying to get on the same page, nigga.
Hey, did George Floyd got like a rap sheet? Like, I'm not trying to like.
Yeah, remember you heard the story how he stuck that pregnant woman up with her by the stomach. I know that doesn't justify him being killed, but like when he did what? He did what? They robbed their house.
That sounds horrible.
Hold on, let me make a point. Like, don't you think this nigga has been through like some type of like system, like, judicial system? Like,
I forgot that he had a long ass rap sheet. He been arrested like, I forgot how many times. Yeah.
Why are you escalating certain situations at this point? Like, you know how the shit goes. Like, the handcuffs are gonna go on you. Like, you're gonna get in the car.
But it speaks volumes. It's not like he was trying to fight the police or no shit like that.
He was resisting. He was real live resisting arrest at one point. He backed out the backside of the car. Like, keep it all the way 100. Like, he was scooting out the backside of the car. He said,
I'm not gonna say keep it all because I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Was this on the body cam joint?
Yeah,
it's the new shit.
I didn't see that joint. I didn't see it.
He escalated that. Like, if you know how like white police officers, and he already knew the nigga too. If you know how niggas are, why are you escalating the situation?
So was he under the influence at the time, or he was sober?
Bro, it don't matter, bro. It don't.
But even at the end of the day, though, if he was
different.
What you mean? So that's gonna give him a pass? Oh, you was high, so
I'm not saying it gives him a pass. I'm just saying that's probably why he wasn't able to control himself. That's what you. If he's on drugs,
that's what I'm saying.
Of course.
Because that's the first thing they're saying. He was off drugs or whatever. So yeah, it was okay.
Won't hold up.
ain't
It won't
shit.
hold up.
But,
All right, so
but
if
my
a
whole
nigga
thing is
take
like,
fucking, I don't know, what's that PCP? A nigga on PCP, he wilding the fuck out, you know what I'm saying, doing some shit, you know, and
yeah,
putting people in danger.
them horse tranquilizers, yeah.
I mean, I guess they could have used a horse tranquilizer on the nigga and still putting a knee to his
But
neck.
no, but he wasn't even. But
guess, right?
still, it wasn't even nothing. It wasn't nothing no crazy. I didn't see him literally fighting the police or nothing. Okay, your runner said, okay, he tried to back up out of the car or whatever. Okay, all right, fine. We're gonna muscle your ass down and get you on the ground, and that's
You
it.
gotta watch the body cam footage.
So let me ask y'all
I
this.
gotta see it, man. I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
So Randall, and Marcus, do y'all think with the body cam information, do y'all think the officers are going to be charged guilty, or y'all think
it's going to make it easier case? It's going to make it easier.
I think Chauvin should definitely. I mean, I don't think there's no way you can get off of that shit that Chauvin did though. That shit was just blatant,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
They said,
but I'm speaking from a perspective of like being in control of the situation, like not giving a cop an opportunity to justify his actions. Like, I'm talking about that shit. But what Chauvin did, there's no defense, and I can't see like if he gets off on it, it's not because it was. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. But I'm talking about if you could do everything out of your power to prevent it from getting to that place, then you know what I'm saying. Then that's a different conversation. But what Chauvin did, there's no defense of that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
But the other cops, I could see them getting off. But the nigga who had the knee on the neck, nah. I mean, but like I said, the way society going, they might let that nigga off just to create instability in society.
And so
you know what I mean? So
that's why I think they released that footage
Depending on whatever court you in, depending on whatever court they're going through.
That's why I mean they're gonna use that. They're gonna use that. That's why they released the shit.
To get even deeper, that's why I think this shit is like all fluke, because the nigga asked to be on the ground. He put his knee in his neck, and they teach them niggas to put knees and necks in that city, in that state.
Yeah, in that city, yep.
So it's,
did they? Oh, okay. So that's
I didn't know
so
that.
then the department is gonna get sued out that fucking ass. Then
it's hard to believe, but like that he might get off. Like that's a hard pill to swallow. But
because that wasn't something that they outlawed in that city. So it actually outlawed, I think, in 40 cities, but that one was one that still allowed it. So
and to get,
that just
then he might get off. Yeah, you might be right, and there might be a bunch of upset motherfuckers like with the Trayvon shit.
Exactly.
That shit.
Exactly,
that
Corey.
shit
And see, exactly. This is that Trayvon Martin shit all over again. And I kind of feel like they do this on purpose to break the spirits of black people, because we be getting so caught up in this shit. So it'd be like, oh, look at this heinous crime that blatantly happened on TV. Let's let this nigga get off so y'all can feel like
I'm trying to tell you,
on y'all side. So y'all can develop more of a victim mentality. Like, come on, man.
So Marcus, we predicted this shit too. I said there's so many back-to-back cases that are going on right now, and it all is gonna hit like towards the end of this year. And it's gonna be at least one or two of the people that get off, and it's gonna circulate. It's gonna start another riot. It's like
you already see it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. They're already practicing in Portland right now. They're practicing literally right now for when the shit goes down.
Yeah,
nah, real shit.
Yeah, they
are about the military.
Yeah,
that's all it is. I just got sick of my stomach.
This is like a microcosm. This shit that's going on right now is a microcosm to the world that they trying to create for us in the future. This is like the test run to see if it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Because the way this shit going right now, I like, nigga, all our freedoms is about to be gone, and niggas can't see it.
Explain that.
All this shit being. Hold on. You said what?
Explain that in totality.
All right. Okay, you want me to explain it? All right. So all our liberations is about to be taken from us, and we don't even see it because, like, even with this, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, you know, like Black Lives Matter, all this shit, like all this is like rooted in. It's like kind of like they kind of tell us like this is for your liberation, this is for your good. Like all this cancel culture, all this, it's all control. It's like you can't say what you want to say out of the goodness, out of the, we want to protect people's feelings. Oh, this is offensive. All this shit is control. It's like now it's gonna put everybody into a box and be like, okay, in order to make a society where everybody's happy, you gotta live within this box. And if you don't live within this box, then you're not a part of this society. So if you start to pay attention, this cancel culture shit is like a hive mentality where everybody thinks where they think like, in order to have a utopian society, we must all be politically correct. So people are thinking that they're being politically correct and doing the right thing without realizing that they're actually going into a fucking box of control where if you don't go inside that box, you're not a good person. You can be castigated. I think if that's the right word, out of society if you don't fit inside that box. That's why even in the NBA, look for an example. They'll be like, oh, you can say what you want to say. We push our players. Speak your truth. Say what you want to say. But then when the niggas say some shit about Jews, can't say that. When the niggas say things outside that box, can't say that.
Because
There's not as much freedom as they try to portray it. See, they only want you to say what they want. They only want you to say what they want you to say. They don't want you to speak the truth. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on in society right now. Like, we're slowly losing all our freedoms in the name of political correctness. You know what I'm saying?
I
like,
agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this fake moral shit, like making you think that you're being a good person, but in reality, you're giving away your freedoms. You know
I fully agree with that.
I agree with that.
Hey, and Marcus,
a question, y'all. I'm just real curious, y'all, because I'm just watching this shit. How do y'all feel about Nike checks on Black Lives Matter t-shirts? Like, just how do y'all feel about that? I'm just curious.
No, we talked about that
Black
shit.
Lives Matter.
I didn't even know.
Now I'm just curious. Let me know how y'all.
I didn't even know about it.
Remember when we
watch the NBA
we had
game?
Yeah. Remember when we had we were talking about the black dollar and how powerful that shit is, and how like companies are basically switching over to the Black Lives Matter movement to make a dollar to be lucrative. Because look, these companies ain't.
You don't think it's because they care? It's not because they care about it. No, don't you think it's maybe because they're just
becoming
it's about
money. It's about money at the end of the day.
They're becoming enlightened and they're starting to understand.
No, because they know the black dollar is at least $1 billion a year. You know what I'm saying? At least $1 billion.
Oh, so basically what you're saying is that they're profiting off the death of black men. So Nike was like, oh, these niggas be dying. There's a lot of attention to that. Let me put a check on that. Is that what you're saying?
And I still got my Nike on, though. Unfortunately, I still got my Nike on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But it was just not, we weren't saying it was a trend or whatever, but they're directing, just like you said, like the market towards that. Yeah. They're like fueling, they're first of all, they're building their name off of that shit, off this unfortunate circumstance somewhat. You know what I'm saying? Do I think it's sincere and genuine? Man, I can't. I don't. I don't know.
So like so do you think that George Floyd killing was like the damn? Like, now I understand what these blacks have been complaining about all these years. Let's do right by the blacks by putting some checks on the Black Lives Matter t-shirt.
No, because
like, that's what they was thinking.
No, Nike's come up off cap. Nike's come up off other situations before too. I mean, I know and see, like, I try to read between the lines. Like, they always keep their shit trendy. They're always current and all that. But this instance is different. It's hella all different type of companies that like on the Black Lives Matter movement. And ain't nobody making no fucking money right now. Whatever is popping, everybody's gonna jump on that. I feel like that's one of the things. That might be one of the instances too.
So how do you feel as a black person when you see these big corporations just profiting off of your pain? How y'all feel about that?
I mean, I'm not naive. I'm not naive, so I know that that's what they're gonna do. That's what half of the fucking corporations are doing.
And that's the politic right now.
Against it, I'm not. I'm not naive. That's how they're gonna make their money in the next couple of years.
Whatever. Exactly, I'm with you. And whatever can be political, whatever they can turn into a politic, like, you know what I mean? It's just they're gonna capitalize off of that shit. And they do it quick. They do it so fast.
Yeah, and
so
Nike,
fast.
to your point,
because they got money.
Nike's the first one that's going to jump out there. They're like, oh, shit, well, guess who buy the most fucking shoes? Guess who buy the fucking most shoes? Black people?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
All right, and this question, all right.
And the thing with that being said, the thing with Nike is, though, I was just going to say, the thing with Nike is, though, they've been about business. I've never seen like them. Yeah. You might see some other brands or whatever that say, "Oh, I'm not gonna fuck with this." Oh, Trump said don't do this, so fuck these niggas that want to say whatever the fuck or whatever. But Nike has been about. They've always been about trying to be in the forefront of whatever, you know what I'm saying. Whatever is, you know what I'm saying. So I know for Nike, for sure, it's about business at the end of the day. It's about business. And they really don't give a fuck either way. And I guess you can, damned if you do, damned if you don't with Nike. You know what I'm saying? It's not really. They're not really going on. They're not really putting their foot down on whatever situation or whatever. But they're just trying to make a dollar at the end of the day.
So real quick before so I just gotta say Nike's one for me personally, point blank, I haven't seen the Nike check on the Black Lives Matter T-shirt. However,
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah,
I seen Black Lives, huh?
LeBron was wearing the hat during the post game jumps.
Okay. All right. Well, and so this is my only point though. This is my point to it though.
Right, because of LeBron.
Nike is the sole sponsor of the NBA. So like anything that like the Black Lives Matter, my point might be null and voided because you just said it's a Black Lives Matter hat or headband that LeBron was wearing.
It's not though. Go ahead. I'm gonna finish though. Go ahead.
So Nike's Black Lives. I mean, Nike is the sole provider for the NBA's like jerseys and their apparel for the game day situation. So like even like you know what I'm saying, like I'll just say Shea Gilgeous-Alexander or whatever like that. I know he just signed a big check with Converse or what have you, but literally like on game days he has to wear Nike apparel up top, and then like he can wear whatever Converse and shit down bottom. Like you know what I'm saying, but he has to wear Nike apparel, and that probably goes for like all sporting.
What the fuck is going on in the background? Not you, Alex. I'm sorry.
Damn, my bad.
Bless you.
What did you do, nigga?
I still got my headphones on.
Yeah.
You fucked up. I was about to go. He was getting
I just beat the nigga.
Yeah, my bad.
Hey, go ahead.
Hey, you got.
Hey, you fucked that. I was about to go in.
Right.
That nigga's stupid, dog.
You
Man,
fucked that whole shit up.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
I forgot, I totally forgot. I was like, I gotta let this. I just started drinking and shit too.
Let's finish this gallon real quick.
Yeah, y'all know my bladder. I gotta go.
Let me pee in this cup real quick. Come on, dog.
I've been holding it for a minute, for real. I've been holding it.
Doug, Al, go ahead, man. Fuck this nigga.
Go ahead.
all I was getting at was basically like, you know what I'm saying, Nike is the sole sponsor of you know what I'm saying, the NBA, and I think like the Black Lives Matter t-shirt, if it is on a t-shirt, but like I said, my point might be null and voided because Randall said it's on different things outside of just the t-shirts and the game day apparel. So that was just gonna be my point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to vilify Nike for having a Black Lives Matter t-shirt and having to check on that shit if they are the sole provider of the NBA and the game day apparel. That was the only thing I was just gonna say. But I mean, we already know, and because I don't want to end it right there, we already know like a lot of these corporations might just be saying shit because like even though their Nike is pushing out statements for Black Lives Matter, there's still like a whole bunch of different campaigns for racism at Nike for Black Lives. I mean, was it Black at Nike or racism or something along those lines?
Yeah.
Talking about like the racism that Black people endure at Nike, and then also we got Adidas and we got different brands. And I'm just talking about sports brands right now or apparel brands, but we already know it goes across the gamut of, you know what I'm saying, like the world.
Liberal.
Yeah, I don't think so. I agree with you saying, Al, but I don't think we vilifying them to say that they profiting off of everything that happens. Like, it's just,
Yeah, because they are though.
It's the truth. It's not. They ain't the villain in this.
They're profiting just because they fuck with everybody. You think so?
But they profiting off of it, and they have been doing that routinely for I would say.
So just by chance,
maybe 10, 11 years.
Easy.
But so one thing I was going to mention too is a lot of strategic placement, and because Nike's one of the biggest sponsors of the NBA, I'm just going to touch on the point that you talked about, Marcus, with these little sayings and these phrases on the back of the fucking jerseys. Like, this shit is pissing me off. I don't know if it's pissing anybody else off. But I saw Andre Roberson with a fucking jersey on the day that said, "I am a man." Like, what the fuck? I'm like, this shit is like really passive.
Thank you, Paul.
It's really passive, like, don't hurt me type shit, and it's pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah.
And this is
the one nigga had it dressed said, "Love me." That nigga Joy said, "Love me."
This is the shit. Yeah, I saw that shit. And this is the shit that Nike approves. This is the shit that the NBA approves. Like, they don't approve the shit that LeBron wanted to say or the shit that Jimmy Butler actually wanted to say. And that's where I have an issue.
I want to know what LeBron and Jimmy Butler had to say, though. What they had to say.
Hey, bro, these are kids.
The way I look at this.
These are kids. These some of these young NBA niggas are kids.
That's true. You're right.
They don't know.
You're right. And Randall, you're right. And I give these niggas the benefit of the doubt because I be thinking like when I was 21 and I used to think the same fucking way. So I can't get mad at these niggas. But what I will say, like from a perspective of like competition and like battle and war between men, like this is war still. Like we don't even understand. Like us as black men, we still at war. And what I mean is, they present us like this to make us seem like we don't have like a strong unit of brotherhood between us. So it's like, let me put the black men on display as displaying himself as a victim.
Exactly.
Like even if you the fucking bully, you can even like put it like this. Even if you a bully, you can be a complete fucking asshole, dick piece of shit. But at the end of the fucking day, they gonna always respect the bully more than the fucking victim. So we got to present ourselves in a stronger fucking way. Like we can't be co-signing this victim shit. Like
it's demasculinizing that shit.
There's no other group.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. There's no other group of men. There's no Asian men, Indian men, no other fucking group of men at totality present themselves as victims. But understand that the reason they put us in this position because we the most powerful niggas. They want us to fucking ourselves in the fight. But they don't understand is that
you have to also remember that it's more. No, I just gonna put this one point in there. It's more black folks in the fucking NBA than there are anybody else in the fucking NBA. But go ahead. So
but what I'm saying is like once we step into our proper place and our position on this planet Earth, like everything will fucking change. So they have to present us this way in order to stay in power. Like as long as we keep adapting these narratives and thinking like we don't have the power, we'll never have the power. We have to actually look ourselves and present ourselves like we're fucking kings. Like ain't no king a fucking victim, my nigga. Like as much as you want to say we kings and queens, you're not gonna be co-signing.
That's what I'm saying.
If you look
that's why it makes more sense. That's why it makes more sense to me
we as black men as a totality adapt that mindset. Like that'll I'm telling you, we'll take over the fucking world because they already follow us all fucking ready. Like if we can influence niggas, I know y'all already had that conversation about rap music and all that other shit. If we can influence niggas to do the wrong shit, we can. Oh damn! I just assumed I'm. If we can influence niggas to do the wrong shit, we can influence niggas to do the right shit. Like they use us against the world, nigga. That shows how much power we have. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's what I was. That's what I was trying to piggyback on that. That makes sense. Because P Shack was talking about how they had, what we're saying, love me and some other
I am a man.
Like even that whole Nick Cannon shit. Like even that whole Nick Cannon shit. What was Nick Cannon really saying? He was basically saying we are kings. And they're trying to project us as if we're not. And that nigga got shamed publicly for that. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want niggas to adapt that mindset. They don't want you to think like that. They want you to be
the crazy shit is that niggas already know that.
No, don't hurt me ass nigga. That's what they want you to be. That's what they want you to be. They don't want you to think like that. You know what I'm saying?
The wild shit is that niggas already know that though. Niggas already know that, and they trying to silence.
You're right. Everybody knows. The whole fucking world knows it. We know it ourselves too. We know it ourselves though. We know that shit.
We talking about this shit.
We all know that.
That's the wild shit. And they trying to fuck up a nigga who already got millions or whatever he got or whatever. They're trying to fuck his shit up. That's the wild shit. So I would say, huh?
You know, it's even more wild shit. And Corey, you can hit me with the conspiracy tag, but
get in it. Let's go. Let's go.
That same time frame where George Floyd shit happened, there was like 3 other instances in 3 different other countries, 3 other different countries with the same scenario at the same time.
Globalism.
And the whole time, and even before
I didn't know what countries it was though.
It was like France, Italy, like it was like the same scenario.
So
like,
that's why France was going hard.
Being killed on camera, like at the same time.
The exact thing happened the other day with the whole the shit that had the explosion that happened in Lebanon. It's like some shit like that was in a direct. That was happening the same time, like 4 other serious events that are actually related.
What the fuck else happened? I just saw
Is it an explosion? It was like this big ass explosion in Lebanon yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. No, I saw that.
It was like it looked like a nuclear joint.
Other shit happened. What the fuck else happened?
And then to get even a little bit deeper before we get off the subject, we can get off it right here. But you know, I always say like follow the money when you try to follow the crime.
Got to.
George Soros owns a lot of fucking shares in Target and AutoZone, and those were like the first 2 places that was hit.
How much money he got?
In Minnesota.
So how much money he got? Period. Is he a billionaire?
If you remember back in Ferguson when he was rioting, that was.
Is Soros a billionaire?
Huh?
Is Soros a billionaire?
What the fuck you think?
Oh, well then, okay. Then he should have his money in fucking Target and shit. Go on.
All right,
go on. I would have my money there too. Go on.
So you talked about tracking money. So it's just that kind of translates to moving backwards. So there's one topic that we have, and it's called if we know life can only be understood backwards, and we can only be living it forwardly. Do you think we as a society can constantly try to live in the past, and why is that? And for example, somebody says slavery. Who actually presented that topic? Can we expound on that just so everybody can have some input?
Yeah, that was my question.
Oh shit, let's go.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like I don't know. Like I feel like as a society, and just like we always talk about like walking like the path of life, and everybody can only walk their own path. Well, my path didn't exist in slavery. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to learn from your past, but also that's just like if you were in a relationship, right? If God forbid something happened to me and my wife, right? And I we get divorced and I go into a different relationship. If I move on to the next chick and I continue to reflect on the instances and the issues that me and my ex-wife had, and I bring those into that relationship, how is it that I can remotely move forward in that relationship if I continue to bring up, to think about, or to even remotely have that mindset of, oh, well, this happened to me back then when I was in a relationship with her. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with the new chick that I'm with. You see what I'm saying? And that new chick is symbolic to me of my mindset. My mindset has nothing to do with slavery. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like you know what I'm saying, you go throughout history, the reason why I pose the question that way is because you're supposed to live life forwardly. But you're also you can reflect, but you're not supposed to live backwards. You see what I'm saying? We have a mentality where we can constantly make it seem as though, now granted, it's a different form of slavery, technically. We're enslaved in our minds still. But the way that things were 200-300 years ago is not the same today. And it's like if we stay in that mindset, how can you ever move forward? I just don't see progress when you're.
I agree with what you're saying. I understand what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say I agree. I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what you're saying. That I understand your analogy. You're saying, like, how can we keep looking back at slavery, whatever? But it's you're talking about. You said saying having an ex-wife or whatever, and looking back on that or whatever, and trying to compare it to being enslaved for years, for 400 years being a slave. I can't. I don't think it compares. I don't think it compares. But I understand what you're saying. But it's
symbolism.
What
I see the symbolism, but
I know what Brian's saying.
It's not a good analogy.
To get into it, no, but I feel you though, Brian. because I feel like basically it's like kind of like, all right, let's say you grew up, you had like a fucked up childhood, you know, you had abusive parents, right? But like then it's like it gets to a certain point in life, it's like, all right, if you focus on all the fucked up shit that happened to you, even if you was a justified victim, that doesn't that's not going to help you progress to get where you need to be when you keep focusing on what's happened to you in the past. So
Right.
at the end of
That
the day,
makes
there's
sense.
people who've been through exactly what you've been through, and there's people out here who've progressed and got better. And there's people who've been exactly what you went through, and they fucking like some schizophrenics walking around, you know what I'm saying, begging for change. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's all about like you go through your pain, and then it's up to you to choose to decide. You can have two brothers from the same household went through the same shit. One brother went off and took that pain and made something of it. The other brother took that pain and let that shit eat him alive. So at the end of the day, it's like there's no growth in focusing on that. You know what I'm saying? It's no growth.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I think just to answer your question, bro, I think it's a balance. Right? I think it's a balance, right? Because you don't forget. You're actually taught that you're not supposed to forget your past, especially when it comes to drastic things like relationships and things that you failed on, your jobs, stuff like that, because it's a learning process, right? Because we're humans. So like it's a big balance. Like you ain't gonna talk. One thing is you're not gonna talk about your ex to your current wife like 24.
Never.
That's a bad combination. You're not gonna do that. But there's things that you did probably in your past relationships that you've learned from, right? So there's things that you've done in your past relationships that make you a better man. That made you like, oh, okay, well, I know that.
We don't need to speak about that.
I know that you know that wasn't the right avenue, or I know that that's not the person. That's not the type of person I could be with. So I need to be with somebody this way. So my thing is, and this is just from retrospective. Like I feel like a lot of, and this is just coming from reading books and successful people, millionaires, billionaires, but one thing that I feel like and this is what we talked about previously too, I feel like other races and nationalities do that we do not, is that they do carry their history. They talk to their kids, they talk to their grandkids, they tell them about what mistakes were made, they tell them about each intricacy, what happened in this decade, what happened in this decade, what your great-grandfather did. And honestly, we don't
if they can go back that far.
We don't have track of all of that stuff to be able to divulge that information. But one thing we do know is that 300-400 years ago, our ancestors were enslaved. One thing that we do know also, and that people don't touch on, is that we were kings and queens as well. So I would say that I don't think it's something that we should dwell on. I don't think it's something that we should dwell on, but I do think it's something that we shouldn't forget, because guess what times we are in right now? Like Marcus talked about, that shit could happen in fucking 30 years. Like who's to say that shit won't be reciprocated, or duplicated, and the whole slavery process will begin again if we don't know how that shit happened and how we were so passive about it, saying I am a man. Like, what the fuck does that do? That don't do shit. Like, so to these phrases that I'm looking at on the back of people's jerseys, like that shit is so submissive, bro. And so
they're about to take that shit out.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying, Paul. That's all I was saying, Paul. That's all I'm saying.
I worded it specifically because I say live. There are a lot of people in today's society. I'm not saying that you shouldn't reflect. I'm not saying that you shouldn't remember, but I'm saying there are people who are consistently, actively living as if living as if
it just took the chains off yesterday.
It's
right. Yeah, niggas is crazy out here, dog.
Forward with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, like you said, and you're 1,000% correct. I'm not saying that you didn't. The history is there for a reason.
Marcus ain't lying, man.
I said if we can only be understood, life can only be understood backwards. That means you understand it. You understand it and you see it exactly for what it is. But in order to live forwardly, you cannot live in the past. I'm not saying forget it, because that would be the dumbest shit of all time. You know what I'm saying? But to live forwardly and to move into a different era, you cannot live like you can't live 300 years ago today. It's not conducive to society.
Yeah. I would say use the past as a form of wisdom. Like you know what I'm saying? Look at the past and be like, all right, this is what happened. This is where the mistakes were made. Learn from that, become a better to you, and then, you know what I'm saying, grow from that. You know what I'm saying? But they'll just be stuck in the place of, you know, how wrong you was done or I was done unfair. There's no growth in that shit. There ain't no strength in that. There's no strength in that shit. You know what I mean? So, like you know, at least gain wisdom and then build on top of the like everything we go through in life, all the pain, all the bullshit. Like everybody been victimized on some level. Everybody's been done wrong on some fucking level. Use that shit to make yourself better. Like don't dwell in it and focus on the negative aspect of it, because that don't do shit for nobody, especially for real. And they keep all real, especially if you got people who you care for and love you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they ain't doing them no service. Just be focusing on, you know what I'm saying? Because they know growth in that. You bettering yourself is actually being a service to those around you. So, you know, focusing on that shit ain't doing nothing for nobody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I agree. And so to your point, no, Brian, so I fully agree. And that's facts right there. Like, I don't think anybody should dwell on that past. But I think that we had actually a topic previously that said, do you regret anything you did? And also there was another topic that was that related to past like realizations and stuff like that. And I feel like that you're totally right. Like the more you dwelling on your past. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about this real quick. I know everybody knows somebody that was like their prime years was high school years, and they're like 35 now, right? And so y'all all probably know one person that was like, oh shit, I was the shit in high school and I did this, and these are my, remember when I shot that shot, and
that's me.
That's living in the past. Like that's living in the past. And to that point, that shit starts your growth. That shit starts your growth, right?
That's real.
I'm not calling anybody out that I know either, but I do I know some people that are like that. Like their prime years was when they were 16. Like what does that say about your life? That your prime fucking years is when you were 16. Like move on. Capitalize on what you know.
That's real.
That's
parenting. That's parenting at the end of the day. That's parenting. That's parenting. Your parents should have knew better to say some more shit. They should have knew better to get your little stupid ass. You was already a little stupid ass because all you were trying to do was fucking shoot the J and shit. No, just parenting, dog. Just parenting.
Go ahead, Al.
Parenting.
That'd be dope.
Tell your little stupid ass was trying to shoot the J, dog. Come on.
What you was gonna say, Al?
I will say. I mean, I think it's two parts. So I think one is we definitely have to address the trauma as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's always good to know about the history and know about the different things, but we also, you know what I'm saying, as people, we have to be able to address the trauma in that way. You know what I'm saying? You can understand like what mistakes, and I know this isn't necessarily directly tied to slavery, but we have to be able to address the trauma and address the things that have happened to us, and that way we can learn from them. Because if we don't learn from them, I mean, if we don't address them, we would never learn from them. We won't be able to be able to say and be like, oh, shit, well, I fucked up X, Y, and Z. I need to be able to address that and moving forward, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, so even as we talk about slavery, sometimes I think one thing I think we think about, and although we talk about slavery as 300 and 400 years ago, slavery isn't that truly long ago. And sometimes, so I'll just say for me, my grandmother either was a slave or was, you know what I'm saying, was a direct response to slavery. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like we have that, as Paul was saying, we have that generational mindset, and that generational mindset is like, because I was a slave, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's not on purpose, but you know what I'm saying, sometimes they instill that in other people. So, you know what I'm saying, like it's the generational in which they did not address, and because they did not address it, it is passed down. And like literally like people, it's generations and generations of people that are literally like, you know what I'm saying, like everything was always against me and blah, blah, blah. I don't have anything. And the reason I don't have anything is because of X, Y, and Z. And I'm not going to try to progress. I'm not going to try to make X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to try to move forward. It's because like literally they are trying to break cycles of cycles of cycles. And sometimes it's not even really cycles of cycles of cycles. Sometimes it's only one cycle. So, I mean, like as much as we truly think about it, and as sometimes it's like how they paint the picture of like, or how sometimes we paint the picture of slavery as so long ago. Slavery wasn't really that long ago. So sometimes it's really one generation in between.
But they act like it was though.
It's really only one generation in between, like, of what's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, right now, we are still in the process, and this is on all of us. This, like, not only, like, us as Black people, but, I mean, like, as Black men, but as Black people, we have to be able to bridge this generational gap, whereas though we are breaking the chains, and, like, literally, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
We aren't defeated. We are more so conquerors, and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, making sure we are pushing this narrative, you know what I'm saying, that yes, that did happen to us. Granted, it was fucked up. It happened. Like we got over it. We overcome. But at the same time, we have the opportunity and we have the responsibility to those people and those generations before us, those ancestors before us, to move forward and continue to be conquerors. The same way Paul talked about, we were kings and queens before. Like, that is some type of lineage that was also lost in translation, right, and that wasn't necessarily passed down to us as it should be, or it might have been passed down to us. But, you know what I'm saying, that's something that we need to make sure that we bring about, and make sure that we bring about change and continuously push that narrative.
And you know what's crazy? I feel now. Maybe I know you guys. Somebody else feels the same way. That's in this podcast, but
come on, get in it. Let's go.
I feel like, of course, it's us. Of course, it's me. Of course, it's you. Of course, it's Shaq. Of course, it's Marcus. Of course, we would be. Of course, me, Brian Morgan, would be born in a time where I would have to be the one to help break the generation.
Nigga, I feel the same shit, bro. I promise you. I'll be like, young, because look, Brian, I'll be looking at the past. I'll be looking at my family history, and like you were saying, Alex, I agree with everything you saying, because you can see like the mental, like, you know, passing shit down from generation to generation, and now we at like a certain spot where you see like, okay, this shit, it doesn't serve, you know what I'm saying, the bloodline going into the future. So now I have to change the mindset going into the future. But like you were saying, Alex, is like, all that shit did come from slavery and not having nothing. So you kind of develop a mindset, you pass it down to your kids. But like now, I feel like some of us born in the 80s, 86, whatever the fuck it was, but it's like something that like I feel like we were put here to break the chains, young. Because I see that shit in my own family, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not just me, like my cousins that's the same age, I feel like we're the ones that's going to turn the tide, you know what I mean? And I'm sure y'all go through this, y'all probably experiencing similar shit, you know what I mean? And I also think that's the reason why they're pushing all this victim shit on us, because they don't want us to develop this mindset, because they know that this generation is the nigga that's going to change it. You know what I mean? So they want us to be another, what's it called, 16 years a slave. They want us to have that mentality. You know what I mean? That's why they keep presenting us with this shit. You know what I mean?
But can I ask this question, though?
Point real quick. Just so I can piggyback on Marcus' point real quick. But I think that also might be the generational shit, too. Whereas, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's being passed down from different generations, whereas, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, victims and, like, literally, like, oh, shit, well, we should go ahead and push the narrative of putting their names on the back of the jersey and pushing, like, you know what I'm saying? It's that disconnect, whereas though we're pushing the narrative of, you know what I'm saying, oh, I am a man, love me, and all that different shit on the back of the jersey, as opposed to pushing the narrative of the time is now. I'm just throwing it out. The time is now, or some shit like that.
I know. Let's break the curse.
But my question was,
break the chain. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. But my question was, do you think that your father, all your fathers, you don't think that your father was asking himself the same question, or your father's father, your father's 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 father was asking himself the same question? You know what I'm saying, with this systematic racism and shit.
So me, I'll speak to myself. Yes, I think my father was asking that question, but at the same time, he's still learning the system himself. So like right now, we
still learning the system and shit.
Right,
we think we know it, but
we have more knowledge than they had at their time. Like at that point in time, and like, even as you think about
the information age.
At that point in time, they weren't they weren't truly intellectual in terms of like reading books and different things of that nature. So like now we are actually, you know what I'm saying, ingrained in learning more, and like, you know what I'm saying, like we know more to read more, we know more to venture out and to learn more and find out different things for ourselves. Whereas though at that point in time, some of the times that they had to like literally fend for themselves, and literally it was all about survival. Like right now, it's more so we
can
can.
Diets.
Huh?
I don't even mean to cut you off, but just look how they used to eat compared to how we eat now compared to the generation before us. It's like almost night and day. You know what I mean? They used to eat horrible the last generation, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead.
So that goes into, I think it's a different era. And to answer your question too, Corey, on my end, I think it's a different era. I think they did have that mindset, but I think that they were in that mindset to where I gotta provide for my kids. Like, you know, I gotta make sure I gotta have.
We gotta provide for our kids too.
We need to keep a roof over our head. I need to make sure that we successful. I need to make sure, you know. So I think it was breaking like barriers down, but it wasn't to the point where we were breaking chains. You know what I mean?
And to piggyback off that, even if you think about it, like at that point in time, that was also a breaking the cycle of literally breaking the cycle of, I'll just say breaking the cycle of staying in the household. Whereas though at that point in time, and once again, I'm going back to slavery. At that point in time, they were breaking the men apart. And I'm just going to say, I'm only speaking for the men. They were breaking the men apart, and they would like separate families and like actually dividing the family structure. So like at that point in time, if we're talking about our fathers, and I'm only talking about my father, where we're talking about fathers trying to stay in the household to bring households together, in which that was the breaking the generational curse. So the curse before them was literally like we were separating families. So now I'm once again, I'm only talking about my father. My father's generational curse that he was trying to break was literally staying in the household and providing a upbringing, a nice family structure for his child to come up to, or children to come up to. And now it's on for me to, you know what I'm saying, for me to expound upon the legacy.
Build on top of that.
Al, you don't think rap music do the same thing? Try to break family structures?
Hell yeah. Fucking your bitch, fucking your bitch, fucking your bitch. That's all these niggas talk about. That's destroying. It's the truth though. That's the reason why they promote that shit, because they trying to destroy fucking.
You think it's like a music industry thing, or you think it's like something more sinister?
So me, I think I think it's two things. Once again, I think it's, you know what I'm saying, like it is some people who have literally been growing up into this life and growing up into those different lives, not necessarily the fucking your bitch, fucking your bitch, fucking your bitch lifestyle and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying, like the shooting and robbing and killing and all that good shit. But I think it's like those type of situations. But at the same time, I also think it's the people in charge of who's pushing the strings, because like I promise you, I don't want to talk any bad about anybody or for anybody's hustle, but I've never heard I've never heard a real NLE Chopper song or whatever like that. But literally, like it's I've heard the radio songs, but it's literally like I run up on you and I shoot you the shit and all that good shit like that. But those are the songs that are pushing that are on the mainstream.
Yeah, I'm following.
Makes sense.
Mainstream media, and those are the songs that are pushing the narrative and pushing the quote unquote rap culture. When as though it's I'll just say it's lyricists like fucking Big Crit that, you know what I'm saying, like are literally talking about some substance and shit. But at the same time, we don't get the same media exposure for those airways. But at the same time, we get the fucking your bitch, fucking your bitch, fucking your bitch. Run up on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that is the different the things.
I think radio is like the biggest like giveaway. Like, look at the shit that's on the radio and look at the shit that's in your fucking, you know, your playlist. Look at the talent that's in your playlist and look at the shit that comes across the radio. Look at like the shit they pushing with, like, I mean, God bless her, but Megan Thee Stallion, her shit is fucking Luke the fuck warm. Her shit is not
trash.
Her shit is not hot.
Trash.
Like there's been like good female like artists, but her shit is not hot. Her shit is not hot. I'm sorry. It's not because I'm getting older. I like good music. When young niggas put out good music, I fuck with the shit. But the shit that's coming out now is not fucking hot. And the way that they push it on you just lets you know like how this shit has been like a fucking scam. Like how long has it been a scam? Like how far back has this shit been going on?
Bro, I could say a lot of shit, man, because I was watching like some, man, this shit is deep. This shit is real fucking deep. But I would say as far as like even Megan Thee Stallion, it's like, all right, what does she present? What does she represent? Her music is like, oh, I'm fucking these niggas, scamming these niggas, my pussy's so good, da da da. She ain't talking shit about being a mother. She ain't talking about shit about being a wife. So if you a young little fucking girl, you growing up listening to that shit, you're not gonna see the value of being a wife to a man and a mother to children. You see what I'm saying? So just off that influence alone, that's teaching young girls not to be compatible with men. Then not just that, same thing with the male perspective. I want to play. I got all these bitches. Oh, I was fucking that bitch. I was fucking your bitch. None of that is conducive to family. None of that has anything to do with family structure, community. None of that. As a matter of fact, all that shit is rooted in community destruction. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no aspect of that says unity. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, and then if you look at the conditions of our communities, like it's a direct deflection of what you see in the music. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's on purpose.
Hold up. My man Keys out here with the NWA in the back, dog.
So that actually
that explains it all. That
so
explains
to
it
that
all.
background, I know y'all probably know about this too, but Ice Cube was talking about how the company was making him say things and they weren't allowing him to say things. So it happened all the way back then, man. I feel like it's always strategic too. Because it's not just fucking bitches, fucking other people's bitches. It's fucking demoralizing women in general in you know the black community. It's drugs. It's drug usage. You ain't a G unless you fucking you know was on drugs for a couple years. You ain't a G unless you was in a gang or 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so. It's
don't say you was fucking these Jewish girls though. Don't say you was fucking these Jewish girls.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And I was gonna say
we gotta cut that off.
No, that's the thing. I was gonna say if you turn to like 99.5 or some other station, like the mainstream stuff to Marcus's point, the mainstream stuff that they play, it don't got nothing to do with killing or demoralizing women or nothing like that shit, bro. It's so crazy how the sound waves are meant to fucking influence everybody, and they don't understand that shit like that. And that's one thing about breaking the generational curse. I feel like if we was doing our shit, and I'm not talking about us 6, but I feel like if we was doing our shit as whatever, we in our 30s, if everybody was doing this shit to tell these young kids that all of this shit is triggered, you know, for them to fall in that same group.
Destroy you.
Yeah, like what? Like that's generational. Like, why don't they know that? Why do they still fucking so happy to listen to that shit?
Hey, but look, so and you talk about the generational, and you talk about the family structure. So I just want to hit on this point. So even like, and we talk about two of the biggest artists. You know what I'm saying? Recognizable artists, Lil Wayne and 50 Cent. Whereas though they end up going on a radio show and they talked about like, you know what I'm saying, like that they only wanted foreign women or something like that. And literally that is what we're talking about, where you know what I'm saying? Like once again, everybody's preference is your everybody's preference is their preference. Like if that's your preference, if you want foreign women, if that's what you want, that's perfectly fine with you. But what I'm saying is like you can't go on and say like black women. I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe they went online and said black women are like, you know what I'm saying, like the angry black woman. You don't want an angry black woman. You want to get a foreign woman. And so what does that do for the black family structure?
Mentality, right.
You are a culture shifter. I'll call you a culture shifter if you're Lil Wayne. If you're 50 Cent. You can be a culture shifter. You might not be, you can be a culture shifter. And so if you get up there and you talk about like, the black woman is an angry black woman and I only want foreign women, like that can fuck up the family structure, and that can fuck up like what we talk about for our building our legacies and building the generational of the black love, and how bringing black love together is so potent.
That's facts.
Yeah. I also think that you know how like for whatever reason, remember how like back in the day we can even rewind, let's just say that within the past like 10, let's just say even 15 years. Remember how all of a sudden this wave of because everybody used to smoke tree, but then it became like a wave of like smoking tree, and then it became like a fad where it rap music made it seem as though like the Snoop Dogs of the world and things like that made it seem as though you had to smoke pounds and pounds of weed and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Excessive shit. Excessive shit.
Niggas went to go get those pounds and ounces and had this shit on them, and then they get caught. Asses locked the fuck up. And
no, that's true though. That's true.
What the fuck they wanted them niggas to do? That's what. Even as I'm growing now, I realize moderation, like microdosing and moderations, is what it's all about. You're not supposed to be completely just blitzed out of your fucking mind.
But you know, it's so funny though that you say that, because when I was at Bowie and shit, like niggas used to smoke big blunts and shit like that, right? But then whenever I be around white people, they smoke bowls and they be like, dude, you don't have to smoke that much weed. And I be like, man, fuck that shit. I'd rather smoke a blunt, nigga. Fuck all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like now I'm older. I'm all about, you know what I'm saying? I don't be hanging out as much. I chill, nigga. I don't even smoke blunts no more. But like that's the point, like, cause I'm conserving my shit. My shit lasts longer.
Shit.
I was younger, I used to spend way more money on weed than I do now. You know what I'm saying? That's just because back then I used to, you know, because you like you said, you see Snoop Dogg, you ain't see no niggas hitting bowls and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? You niggas
no,
smoking,
no more boys
like,
hit you up with that gravity bong. You're done.
My God.
Hey,
real quick, it's a little ass snug. It's a little ass snug in that gravity bong. You're done.
Hey, real quick, because we talk about being high. That nigga Marcus almost fought me one year in college when we were riding on the back road smoking.
I was not fighting this nigga. He lied.
Got literally fight me, but he was bad as shit.
Lied. Don't listen to this.
No, why are we still rolling up?
Because look, dog, we was riding. This nigga Alex was so famous for like niggas have already smoked like 4 J's, and this nigga would just pull like 3 more out of his pocket. Don't say a word the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Alex?
Yeah.
I'll be like, damn, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't saying
driving with
nobody,
his
you know?
Yeah,
driving with his
feet rolling up.
Niggas seat all the way back. Niggas back seat all the way like this. Like, you know?
I don't know this Alex. I do not know this Alex. Come on. I need to hear
the
more.
Monte Carlo Alex, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Monte Carlo Alex.
No, he was
what the fuck?
What is shit too?
Hold up, Alex. Where you at? Where you at? I need to see your face. Okay, I'm looking at you right now. I had to. I'm on the phone and shit.
No,
I had to.
I take it back before.
Not
the joint you had before the Monte Carlo. What did you have before the Monte Carlo? What was that? The Continental. Yeah, that Alex. Yeah, that's what he.
Oh shit!
You know, Alex, boy, you better stop playing.
Boy, did I know this Alex? I don't think I knew this Alex. I don't think I knew this Alex. God damn, boy.
But nah, my bad. My bad.
That sound like 3-6. That sound like 3-6 Alex. 3-6 Project Pat Alex.
Nah, that
I
wasn't.
didn't know this man. I didn't know this man. Oh
Hey,
my God.
Once again, that was a product of that was a product of the music. That was a definite.
No, I won't hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit.
Nah, that was a definite dude, Alex.
Called it.
Yeah, when Wiz and Currency came out, yeah, them niggas definitely. I was smoking a lot. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas definitely, like, every time I listen to them niggas, I'm like, I gotta smoke. Wiz got some shit, gotta smoke. Currency, gotta smoke.
The 3-6.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's your preference, smoking and like opening up an album or mixtape.
Hell yeah, back, especially when I was younger. Like, whenever I got a new album, I had to smoke before I listened to that shit. It was like a ritual. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, what's your favorite way of listening to music though?
I mean, I can't smoke unless I, have a nice little cocktail. First of all, I can't just smoke.
Oh, he's fancy, y'all. He fancy, y'all.
Bro, that's always been the case.
Fancy.
You ask B, that's always been the case. I can't just smoke. That shit feel weird to me.
So honestly, I think the best way for me, like when I like feel like I can listen to it in headphones, I can listen to it in my car, but like it's not until like I've heard like that same song at a concert where there are like professional fucking speakers and woofers and shit like that. Like I literally feel like I went to the Jay-Z concert. This was when he did the what's the one he did not before 444. What was the one before that?
Oh, Magna Carta, Holy Grail.
Carta tour. So when I went to the Verizon Center, like I heard the songs that was on the album that he performed, it had like a completely different feel to me. And the same thing happened when I went to Lauryn Hill concert. Same thing happened when I went to another Jay-Z concert years ago. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's just like a different vibe. I don't know whether it's also the crowd that has anything to do with it. But I feel as though like that to me is like the most authentic. Anything live, whether it be a band or something, I don't know. I think live music just seems like it's the best way to me to listen to music.
Especially when you got a couple drinks in you and shit, and them loud speakers be hitting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For me, the best way to listen to music, I mean, especially like new music, the best way for me to listen to music is on a road trip. Like I need to just like be on the coast and like, you know what I'm saying? Like me just, I know it's people are probably in the car with me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you are a little bit more concentrated. You know what I'm saying? Of course I don't smoke anymore. I mean, I do drink, but you know what I'm saying? If I fall asleep, I'm gonna fall asleep while I'm listening to music. I ain't gonna be able to hear everything that I was going to if I was like riding and listening to music. So I think for me, it's definitely riding and listening to music on a road trip. I mean, I would put workouts up there, but at the same time, you like trying to concentrate on something else. But I mean, on the road, it's literally you, the road, and the passengers and everything. So I think that'd be me for like road trips. The best way to listen to new music, I'll say. Shaq, where you at, man? Shaq, where you at?
Yeah, I feel like I got like way more concentration when I'm on a road trip. Mm-hmm. And so any road trip, even if it's like 45 minutes to like Annapolis or something, I don't know. I feel like that makes me focus on like the actual lyrics, the words, the beats, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I've been I've been pretty hard on some albums with road trips, more than I would if I was just working out. Because when you're working out, you just want to fucking hit an ass beat and
feel good.
But when you on a road trip, you like, bro, what did he just say? Like, fuck, some of that. Hey, I'm gonna say this out loud. Some of that shit that these famous ass rappers be saying these days is suspect as shit. I'm just gonna say that right now, because some of that shit relates to like some pause type shit. Anyway, and my second thing was gonna be the gym. The workout in the gym is just is so dope. Like I feel like there could be not fire album, but if that shit pumps you up, that shit's fire to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain albums. Yeah, it's certain albums that I get pumped up. I can work out for like a good 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And just play that shit straight all the way through.
All DMX tracks. Don't see me in the gym.
Hey, DMX doing the workout is underrated, dog. I'm trying to tell you. Listen to some DMX, dog. And fucking the locks, man. Listen to just them Rough Riders niggas. Like them niggas will have you about to kill some shit.
Yeah,
I'm tell you. Man.
It sounds like a personal trainer right there for you.
I'm not lying though. Yo, hey, Styles P and Jada, listen to them niggas while you working out.
Hey, Corey.
What's the question?
If you were to listen to new music, what's the best way for you to listen to new music? I know that's why I try to ask the question like that. If you were to listen to new music, what's the best way for you to listen to and vibe with the music?
Like a old nigga now. This nigga got a whole tracksuit on.
I was working out, dog.
Fat Joe.
Dog, I lost 10 pounds, dog. Come on, dog. Go ahead, dog. What's the question?
If you're listening to music, new music, what's the best way for you to listen to new music? Is it through drinking, being high, you know what I'm saying, road trip, gym, you know what I'm saying, just sitting around listening? Any of the sort. Like, you can pick whatever fucking way is the best way for you, but what's the best way for you to listen to new music?
Damn. Good question.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have to take it back because I ain't smoked and I ain't smoked since my baby was here, dog. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, when I was high. When I was high back in the day.
Hey, remember this nigga used to smoke in front of homes and he would keep the J in his mouth?
Fuck y'all niggas.
So he would do that shit.
JB down to the tip. Like, no fucking.
Shit.
In the damn slides. And them slides used to blow me, dog. I'm like, yo, why this nigga got these long ass fucking feet and these white socks and these slides? What the fuck is he doing?
Big dog. It's size 13, baby. It's size 13, baby. Who the fuck was I with? Who the fuck was I with when we was out there joint smoking? We was out there joint smoking on the side of not home. We went. What's the girls' dorm after homes? Towers. We was out there joint smoking that shit. I had to fucking put the goddamn blunt in my goddamn hat and shit. I'm like, who the fuck was out that joint when that shit happened? I was like, God damn, man, we can't even finish this joint. The fucking security rolled up on our ass and shit. I know Brian was out there, motherfucker. I swear to I know Brian was out there.
I know the first time
Brian was out there.
The first time I smoked weed in a black was with you though, with this nigga Corey.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga was known. You know what I'm talking about, Corey? Stuffing the weed in the black.
Let's go ahead and freak that joint. That's what we call it, freak that joint.
Yeah.
He used to freak him.
Freak that black.
He did used to freak him.
Let's freak that baby. Go ahead, freak that. Shut up, nigga laughing in the background. Nigga, fuck you.
Hey, appreciate y'all joining us tonight, man. It's been the 17th episode of Flight Room. Next week, don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna post it on what is it? We're gonna drop it on Monday.
Daily, nigga.
You say what?
We dropping daily. We dropping new shit daily.
Dropping new. God damn it, that's what we doing now. I love you guys. Peace out.
Big guys. Ow.
I forgot to say that I be listening to shit on the toilet too.
All right, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace out. You know, so we holler at y'all.
Damn.